Okay, hey Patriots, I'm back to make another video. Told you I just wanted to talk with you about some of the stuff going on in our country and in our world today. Um, you know, guys, we're under attack. Not just our country, but our entire world is under attack from global elitists. Okay, this world is their playground. They have money beyond our comprehension. They have wealth beyond our comprehension, and they do what they want. And so it's something that few of us could ever understand or fathom, or maybe none of us could. But but that is a fact. There is a fact that there are some people with wealth beyond our comprehension, and the people that we know about, like Soros and Gates, they've been pretty blatant and forthright in some of their intentions and how they feel. Soros talks about how at first he was uncomfortable being like a god, but now he's gotten used to it. So that is a mental sickness, really, to feel so elite, so above everyone else. The fact of the matter is, guys, I'm not telling you anything when I say that I've done a lot of really cool things in my life. I've done a lot of stuff. I've strived my entire life for exceptionalism, to be the very, very best. As a Navy SEAL, working at CIA, with foreign languages, with schooling and education, working toward multiple degrees, with business and owning multiple businesses. But the fact of the matter is, I know that I am no better than anyone, okay? I know I'm no better than anyone. I also know no one's better than me. And I know the difference is that you can choose to do better. You can choose to do better. Now, that's a choice, but it's a difficult choice because you can't just make it once. You can't just say, okay, I choose to be the best. You have to make that choice every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, and you have to make, difficult choices. Normally, the easy thing to do is not the right thing to do. Okay, the path of least resistance is not the right thing to do in many, many occasions. So you people get a big head, and the fact is, I'm just a country boy from Ohio. But these guys, these families, these people who think that they are somehow endowed by our Creator or by the cosmos to be in control of everyone else and the rest of the world are just they've lost their marbles. They've completely lost touch with reality. But they are manipulating things, and there are multiple levels of deceit. And folks, those levels of deceit include the establishment. Okay, this isn't conspiracy theory. This is just basic fact. This is logical fact. Okay, we're not gullible. We're not idiots. We're not blind. We can see what's going on. Okay, people have manipulated other people all throughout history. So to think it's not happening now with big money, big pharma, big tech, is just truly ignorant. It is, and we are all being manipulated. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Okay, I'm not going to stand for it. At least I'm going to do my part the best I can to try to understand what to do. And, I can't go out and use skill sets that I've learned as a SEAL to try to exact revenge or to right wrongs necessarily. We're not in a physical confrontation, physical warfare at this point in time. If ever we get to that point, then at least I know what to do. But right now, it's difficult to try to understand what to do. But one thing I do know that we need to do is we need to stop being silent. We gotta stop being silent, guys. We've been tolerant for far too long. We've allowed people, most of us believe that we should be able to live our lives and let others live theirs. All right? I might not agree with what you do, but I'll fight to the death for your ability to do it here in this country, for your ability to say it. all right, as long as it's not harming someone else. But we're in a position where actions are harming. Words, actions, deeds are harming others, all of us, and harming our country. And we've been tolerant, okay? You live your life, I'll live mine. And people have said things we know not to be correct, okay? They've taken out of our hands our ability to discipline our children, to have Judeo-Christian values in this country. They've made it criminal to be a patriot. They've made it criminal and just looked down on to salute the flag of our country, to sing the national anthem, and it's absolutely absurd. The United States of America is the best country. I've been all around the world, and I love to travel. I love different cultures. I love different countries. But this is the best country, conceptually, in the history of the world. All right? In the history of the world. And we're going to lose it. We are going to lose it if we haven't already. We're going to lose it, guys, if we don't stand up. And by standing up, what I mean is if you don't say, no, I disagree with that, that is wrong. If you don't stop being silent, we all have to. Now, I get it that all of you can't stand up like I am necessarily, because I'm the owner of my own company. I've got a retirement pension coming in until they take it away from me, okay, which I don't doubt will happen because the government is against me. The federal government, okay, the federal government has been completely hijacked. It is not representing we the people, okay? It's representing global elitists and an agenda that we can only surmise some of what it's about, but we can't see the big picture. We don't have all the puzzle pieces. But folks, I have the ability right now to be able to stand up, and I have no doubt that they're going to be gunning for me, and at some point, just for speaking out, I'm going to end up incarcerated. Okay, they're gonna just make lies and say stuff. I mean, I have no doubt, but I've accepted that possibility, that real possibility, because my country is important to me. Now, let me come back to this, but I just want to say I understand that you might not have the liberty to speak freely like I'm trying to do, because you will be chastised and cast out and fired from your jobs and shunned and boycotted, and that's tough because you got to make a living and you've got to provide for your families. So I'm not saying to get up on a pulpit and say things like I am, but I am saying when your friends, when your family, when people that you hear say stupid things that you know are not in keeping with the Constitution of the United States, you should, if you have any ability whatsoever, you should stand up and say, or at least turn to them and say, I disagree with that. I believe in the Constitution of the United States. I love this country, and being a patriot is not a bad thing. Leave it at that. But make your statement, make it known where you stand, because when you don't, they continue to be more and more emboldened, and the stupid crap that's gone on in our country, this cancel culture stuff, is unbelievably ridiculous. And it's a downfall of our society. Whether it's communist doctrine or other countries or whatever it is that have chipped away at our capitalist society, at our constitutional republic, they've done an amazingly effective job. So, never thought I'd see the day. Where we are right now, never thought, and I'm sure that you didn't either. So, we're in a bad spot, guys, but we have to stand up. We have to raise our voices. We have to raise ourselves up and be strong, and strong in our convictions, okay? Our moral values and principles. If you're a principled person, you never have to make a decision about what you need to do, because you live by these principles and these values, and you know what's right and you know what's wrong. A little bit of rain coming down here, so I think I'm okay to stay out here for a minute. It's not too bad. But guys, levels of deceit and corruption. The establishment. The establishment is our federal government. Our federal government has gotten in a place where it is not effective at all. Okay? You cannot, even if you're a good person, a very good person, which I believe many of our representatives are when they get into office, you can't do anything unless you start playing the game. Okay? You have to make deals to get things done. And once you start making deals, you become beholden to people. And then you're given temptation and you're given opportunities to make money. You know, these representatives end up, our congressmen, our senators, end up being very, very wealthy people, far beyond what their pay is. So how does that happen? Well, it's because the machine has been made to make that happen, to fulfill that. And so the establishment becomes one level of deceit and corruption. Beyond that, absolutely there is a deep state. So there are people from the establishment who have colluded and collaborated together to get the most that they can out of our government, out of our world, for themselves, for their families, and they're willing to do things that are unethical, immoral, to get it, to the extent of even murder. And that absolutely happens. People that get in the way are taken care of. They are neutralized. They are gone. They are suicided. Okay, and I'm not just talking about Clintons. Okay, but I'll name them right now. So the establishment and the deep state have been around for a long time. Now Trump, okay, love him or hate him, he was an outsider. He was an outsider, and his ego has saved us. Saved us. Are we saved? Well, at least our eyes are open. At least we can see the deception and corruption that's been going on. So Trump came in as an outsider, and of course Trump was told how things really work, and that he's not really in charge. But with the big ego of Trump, okay, Trump is Trump. Again, love him or hate him. Certainly he said, no, I'm the president of the free world. I'm the president of the United States. I'm the most powerful man in the free world. And they said, no, that's not how it works. He said, no. Yes, it is how it works. And he started putting us back on track. Started fixing a lot of corruption, a lot of deceit, just getting rid of stuff, the exorbitant spending. But what that did was that certainly pulled back the curtain. And it shined a light on what was going on behind that curtain, and everyone scattered. And then they had to do something, and they could no longer keep things quiet. And it became very, very blatant as they had to scramble to regain control that Trump was taking away, giving the power back to we the people. Even though we thought we had it before, we didn't. But now we're in a situation where they had to go full stop, or full speed, should say, to regain control. And it's so blatant, and it's been just the narrative that's been pushed to say that it's baseless conspiracy theory stuff is unbelievable. The gullible people that believe that. It's unbelievable that people can believe that. And you know what? These are the people who have no clue what's going on. All of a sudden, they're experts in politics and experts in history and experts in economics and stuff. But they're the same people that you would go out on the street and ask who was the first president of the United States, and they couldn't answer it. They would say Abraham Lincoln. Okay? They have no clue. They're just completely ignorant. They're just living their lives, which is great. That is their right to do. But it is not their right to just now all of a sudden be experts in things that they've never done anything in. So I've spent my life working for the federal government, my entire adult life. at the tip of the spear, doing things that others would not do, looking around and saying, someone must be doing this. Who is doing this? And then finding a mirror and saying, oh, it's me. That's the only one looking back at me. I need to do this. And I've been in that situation time and time and time again, and I've seen how our government works. I've seen the deceit of our government. I've been a part of some of that. And thinking that and feeling that I was doing it for good and for national interests. But now I recognize that a lot of it is for interests above our nation. So we have the establishment, we have the deep state, then we have foreign countries. Well, even before those, we have some people that we can see who have interest in money. Okay, Gates, Soros, Bezos. Okay, people with extraordinary wealth that want to manipulate us for money, some of them grow beyond just money. Gates has grown beyond money and more about power. Soros certainly is about power. But there are other folks that we don't know exactly who they are, who stay in the shadows, who are far more powerful than them. But above them, we have countries. There are countries with vested interests, guys, that in seeing America fail. Okay, Russia and China, just to name two. Iran, to name another one. Okay, they have vested interests. As a matter of fact, most of the rest of the world has interest in America not being the single superpower of the world. And not that we still are. But what would they do to get rid of Trump, who was keeping us, putting America first? Okay, getting us back on track to put America first, which hasn't been done in a long time. What would they do to get rid of him? Just nothing? Do you think they would do nothing? Well, they wouldn't do nothing, and they didn't do nothing. And then you have above them, I believe, 100%, some of these families that have wealth beyond our imagination, beyond our comprehension. And I know, well, for a fact in some cases that they're not just playing pinochle on their Friday nights. Okay, again, the world is their playground. So this isn't just one big coordinated effort of manipulation and deceit. It is multiple levels controlled at the very top. There absolutely is a global elite, a cabal in charge of things. But then as you go down, there are multiple levels of deceit and corruption. So what we can do right now is we can recognize and not be afraid to stand up. Because if you don't do it now, you may never get the chance again. And 10 or 20 years down the road, your kids, your grandkids are going to look back and they are going to shake their head at what we've squandered and what we've allowed to be stolen from us. Okay, this generation right now, what we do right now is going to affect this country and this world for the rest of history, for the rest of humanity. Okay, until there's a meteor strike or alien invasion or something that unites all human beings. So, guys, that's just a quick summary of what I know to be true, what I believe wholeheartedly. Don't let people say that it's all conspiracy theory. It's not. But now look at this. Look at what's going on with Fauci. Okay? This son of a bitch. So the emails are out. We've known. Okay? Now look, the virus is nasty. That virus is nasty. It's not as nasty as it's been made out to be. But one, it was engineered. Now, I knew this when it first came out because I have friends in high places who were giving me information, and I made videos, and I called it Pandemic Nation. And I talked about what I knew to be true. One, it was engineered by human beings. Two, it was let out. It didn't leak. It was let out on purpose. It was let out on purpose. Now, what I was told is the reason it was let out on purpose is because China was getting, the masses, the public, the people of China were getting very unruly. So China released the virus to get them in line. And then it took hold around the world and others grabbed a hold to use it as an opportunity for manipulation. All right? And then certainly used it to get Trump to help get Trump out of office. And again, it's not just in the interest of folks that want to control America to have him out of office. It's in the interest of the world, of folks that want to control the world to have him out of office. So without a doubt, the virus was engineered by human beings, and it was purposely released on the public, on the masses. But look at this Fauci character, okay, who needs to be hung for treason. Absolutely needs to be hung for treason, along with a whole bunch of folks. Okay, see, there's no repercussion. They can lie, they can cheat, they can steal, they can be found out, and then there's no repercussion. What the hell has happened to our country? What the hell has happened to humanity? How can there be no repercussion? We are so soft, okay? We've lost the ability to police ourselves and to be in control as we the people of our nation. So Fauci talks about how the funding went to this virus and to this lab for making a virus quickly contractable by others. And he talks about how asymptomatic is not a thing at all. So all of this crap about how you could be passing it from person to person and not even feel sick is total bullshit. And he talks about the masks and how they may have a slight benefit, possibly. Really, they would do no good whatsoever because the virus is so small, it goes through the fibers. But the only potential slight benefit is it might stop some large spittle whenever you're talking, okay, and in close contact with folks. But other than that, absolutely no benefit whatsoever. So for control, we locked down, we wore masks, our businesses shut down, we're wearing gloves, we're using hand sanitizer like it's going out of style, and they have tanked our businesses, our small businesses. So now what's going on, guys? Look at the prices of things. Look at the prices of things. They're skyrocketing. Now, is it really the prices going up? It really isn't. It's the value of our dollar going down because they're printing it like it's going out of style. They injected 37% more money. It's not real money. It's a fiat currency. Okay, it's backed by nothing. The American people's good faith and credit. They injected it into the economy. What did that do? That immediately stole 37% of the value of your money, of our money. So if you have $1,000 in the bank and they inject 37% more money into the economy, that devalues your $1,000 by 37%. Okay? And now they're printing more. They're printing more. So it is legalized stealing beyond taxes. Okay, taxes are legalized stealing, but this is beyond that, far, far beyond that. The money that you have is being devalued at an unbelievable rate. And the purpose is being devalued at is the intent is to tank the dollar bill. The dollar bill is going away, ladies and gentlemen. It is going away. If you have money in the bank, you need to figure out what to invest in. Don't buy gold certificates or silver certificates, because if you have a certificate, that's as worthless as the dollar bill, because you don't have physical possession of the assets, of the intrinsic wealth. You need to have physical possession. So, all I can recommend is land, digital currency. I hate it because we're going to end up with a one world currency. Again, that's the intent. One world currency, one world government. And the government controlled by whoever is controlling it. The patriarch of the Rothschilds back in the 1700s said, "I don't need to sit on a throne, because whoever controls the money controls the throne, and I control the money." And so there it goes. They've only grown more and more wealthy, and that family and other families have continued to learn how to control the throne, the thrones, the presidencies, the world, and they don't need to be out in the limelight. They don't need to be doing it from a throne. They can do it from in the shadows. They can control the government, the one world government that's coming to us. But yeah, you can invest in digital currency and you can potentially make a lot of money, because when the dollar bill tanks, everyone's going to have to transfer over to digital currency. I hate that because I don't want to invest in their plan. I don't want to be a part of that. But that is, as you're transferring your wealth, that is a way that you might be able to do it. It's extremely volatile. So you got to be careful how you do that, because it can be, they're going to manipulate that too. So there's all these different digital currencies. At some point, they're going to figure out which one they want, or maybe they already have the idea how they want to do it, and the others will largely go away, or they'll let them keep kind of playing a little bit to keep this whole facade going. But you got to be careful, because those are very volatile. You can make a lot of money in a day and lose a lot of money, and you can lose everything. But some things, like land, that China is buying up, our land, in hundreds of thousands of acres of American soil, they're buying up here in our country. Own land. It's just tough, because when the government decides, they'll just take it away from us, just like they did in Venezuela. The government just came in and said, you don't own this anymore. We do. The government does. And took land and took companies and took businesses and took oil and just took it, took control of it. And that's certainly what will probably happen here. Unless they want to continue to give us the illusion, just to kind of keep us from rising up as best they can, give us the illusion that we have some sort of control over something. But make no mistake, we won't, and we largely don't now. Folks, it's a very concerning issue, very concerning world. Now, you might be tired and you might just say, well, I'm just going to go with the flow. It is what it is. Well, I can't stomach that. I can't do that. Our founding fathers conceptualized a great nation, an amazing concept. We're not a perfect nation, but the concept of the United States of America is the most amazing concept, and their forethought and things that they thought about and what we would potentially deal with. It's unbelievable how intelligent these folks were. Now, the signers of the Declaration of Independence, almost all of them, their lives finished badly. Other than, I think it's 7 or 9 of them, all of the others, there's 54, I believe, signers of the Constitution. Don't quote me on that, but right around there. And all of the rest of them were either killed or died dirt poor. Now, these were very intelligent, very wealthy men back then. Very wealthy men. They had means. And they pledged their lives, their families, their fortunes to each other and to the Constitution or the Declaration. And these are men who gave it all. And when you think about that, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to sacrifice everything? You could just live in, maybe you disagree with the way the world is, and you can just live in a situation where things just, things aren't right, but it is what it is. Well, I can't do that, I can't just sit back and watch what we have and what we had be completely gone. So I just advise you to stand up, folks. Stand up, be strong, stay strong. Don't be silent. You can't be silent. You've got to raise your fist. You've got to raise your voice. You've got to stand up. Say the Pledge of Allegiance. Sing the national anthem. Wave the flag. And let's work to get some folks in office who will represent us, we the people. The federal government has been completely hijacked. Our state governments have got to take control. This is the United States of America. Our states have got to take control of their own states. Each state has its own constitution. We have got to get smart on our state constitutions, and we've got to work at the state level to get control of this country, state by state by state, because the federal government is completely hijacked. All right, now we'll still work on it, but right now we have some power at the state levels, and we can get people in office who are true patriots and who believe in the United States of America and believe in your state. But we've got to focus on these states right now. Very, very important, guys. Get involved. Get involved at your local level. Get involved on the school boards. Okay, our schools are being taken over. Our children are being indoctrinated. You've got to know what's going on. You've got to know what they're being taught. You've got to combat it, and you've got to get involved. You've got to get on those school boards. You've got to get involved in your local government. Guys, I know the people involved are the lazy people that don't work. Not all of them, but they're people that have a lot of free time on their hands. They take advantage of the government's programs, government assistance, and us patriots work our asses off. We have very little free time. We've got to manage our time better because we have to get involved. We cannot let others rule us who have bad intent. All right, guys, we can talk and talk and talk forever. I'm going to, we're trying to get a podcast set up so that we can get a lot of information out, and I'm learning how to do all that stuff, but I'm just an operator. Okay, I'm a country boy who became an operator, damn good operator, but I am trying to be a businessman. Okay, and I'm admittedly not the best businessman, but I will give you everything I have. I will do everything I can do. I will never do less than my best. My best isn't always the best, but it's my best. I will always give you my best. I will always be direct with you. I will always tell you how I feel, and I love you. I believe in you. I love this country. I know you do too. Please stand up. Please be strong. And aside from that, thank you very much for your coffee orders. Look, if you're interested in being a part of an organization that is truly patriotic, I invite you to submit an application to join Advanced Training Group Worldwide, ATG Worldwide. You can go to